Welcome to Katana. We are an asset management protocol on Solana, and this is our submission. Starting with what we do, we offer a comprehensive suite of investment products across the risk spectrum and package strategies into composable vaults, enabling users to customize their exposure to fit their desired risk function. We're in the game of asset management, essentially enabling users to generate returns by depositing in vaults. Products, we start with two. Vaults and strategies can span a wide array. We currently offer an advanced auto compounder and a radium strategy. In addition, we hope to offer quantitative farming, lending optimizer, and bespoke strats. Secondly, on the structured products end, we currently offered covered calls and put selling strategies and are currently building out delta hedging and complex option strategies in the near future. Vaults and strategies essentially represent the infrastructure for a user to deposit into a vault, and then the strategies draw from the vault to execute yield-generating opportunities in DeFi. We hope to offer the governance infrastructure to facilitate crowdsourced strategy development so anyone can submit a strategy and earn money for doing so. Secondly, on structured products, we offer today a covered call and put selling strategy that I'll be walking you through very shortly. Today it's highly manual, and we hope to fully automate and decentralize the strategy such that an algorithm selects the strike prices and expiries and executes the strategy autonomously using bots. So let's move over to the walkthrough. All right, welcome to the Katana web app. Today I'll be walking you through the interface that we built for the hackathon, as well as an example strategy from end to end. So without further ado, let's connect our wallets and get started. So we're first going to navigate over to our vaults. As you can see here, we have 4 initial strategies, 2 put selling strategies, and 2 covered calls. So we have a USDC ETH put, ETH covered call strategy, SOL covered call strategy, and a USDC SOL put selling strategy. Today I'll be walking you through the SOL covered call strategy from end to end. So here we start with what the user sees. The user can deposit SOL into the SOL covered call vaults, and essentially one would do this when they are bullish on SOL and want to earn passively more SOL with time. And the way in which the vault earns yield, if you're not familiar with the covered call strategy, essentially we are taking the SOL deposits, depositing them on SI options, which is our integrated partner for options, minting these options tokens that represent covered calls, calls on the underlying SOL with a specified strike and expiry. And these are well out of the money. And so the goal really is to not get exercised here. We sell these options to earn a yield, and we then purchase the underlying SOL once again, maintaining upside exposure to SOL and earning this yield on top. The scenario in which we may incur a loss is if the price of SOL is above the strike price of the call options at the time of expiry. And if so, these options can be redeemed for the underlying SOL that we deposited on SI options, and we may incur a loss in SOL terms. So here we're going to start by depositing a amount of SOL into the underlying vault. So here I'll submit a transaction depositing 100 SOL. We'll hit approve, and the deposit has succeeded. So with that, we are now going to navigate to the admin panel where we will execute the underlying strategy. So as I mentioned, we'll first be minting options on SI options. And let's say we start off by minting 10 option tokens. And so here we should expect our option token balance to increase and our SOL balance to decrease as we're sending our SOL, locking it up on SI options, and getting option tokens in return. So we'll just hit the mint button here and approve that transaction. As you can see, the mint has succeeded. We've increased our option token balance by 10, and we've increased our writer token balance by 10. The writer tokens essentially represent that we've locked up tokens in SI options and can later be redeemed for the underlying asset. So now, once we have these option tokens, we want to sell them back into SOL, and in order to maintain that upside exposure, and that will represent a covered call position. So let's do that here. Let's sell the entire amount. There are going to be a couple of transactions here. This is just the way Serum works, and we are essentially not only placing a sell order, but also filling the event queue and processing the order. So a couple of transactions here. Once again, we've just included here for full transparency, but this will not be the actual user experience when interacting with the protocol in production. So now that our sell order has succeeded, we see that we no longer have any option tokens, and we have an increased balance of SOL representing the yield that we've generated by selling these option tokens. We now have kind of completed the full cycle in that we've deposited SOL onto SI options, minted the tokens, sold them for a profit in SOL, and now we wait until expiry to determine whether or not we've truly made money. And that's kind of it. The last piece of functionality that I'd like to demonstrate here is the transfer. In order to demonstrate the transfer, I'll need to mint some more option tokens. So let's just go ahead and do that. And the scenario in which we'd use transfer is when we want to transfer OTC and receive SOL in return. Let's say the Serum market for these options, we're actually routing them through a permission market set by SI options. And let's say there's not enough liquidity or unfavorable pricing. In that scenario, if we deem it better to OTC these options for SOL, we can use this admin transfer function to do just that. Once again, in production, we won't have just one admin. Ideally, this will be a multi-sig, and we look to fully automate and decentralize the strategy as soon as possible. So just to demonstrate, that we also have this transfer functionality, we'll just go ahead, transfer our option token balance here. We will just see a pure deduction in Sol, as there's no real third party on the other end. There's no market maker actually filling this transaction for us, but it's just for demonstrative purposes. So we'll go ahead, submit this, and yep, there you go. So that is the full flow. As you can see, we have generated some more Sol for our users, and in the future, we will be implementing autonomous strike selection algorithms to autonomously select a appropriate strike price that maximizes both the yield that we earn and decreases the likelihood of us potentially getting exercised. So yeah, that's the full flow, and we hope you enjoy using our product shortly when we launch on mainnet. Thank you.